Right, welcome back guys, thanks for tuning in, and yes, let's get straight into it. The title you've seen and read is 100% truth. There's no clickbait. I've managed to pass around 85 challenges, prop firm challenges to be specific. Some include FTMO, some include my forex funds, some are from E8, loads of different prop firm challenges in 9 months, and I'm going to go into how I've been able to do this, showing you guys proof, and then also if you guys stick around to the end, I'll give you a breakdown of the exact strategy that I use. Now before we get into this, what I want to explain to you guys is once you get a certain technique down, it becomes very easy and simple to be able to pass these challenges over and over again, as I've managed to done with proof, which I'll be showing you guys. So if we just break down the prop firm challenges, in this example we'll use my forex funds. So if you look at their stage 1 of the evaluation process, you know that they need 8% to pass the first stage. Now if we just break this down, if you have a good enough strategy, which I'll again be going over, and you're risking 2%, all you really need is a 1 to 2 risk to reward, risking 2% to make 4%, and you need to win 2 trades in a row, and you've passed the first challenge right there and then. So this clearly just shows you can pass the challenge in just 2 trades alone. That's why when you get your FTMO challenge or your My Forex Fund challenge, it is crucial not to just dive in and start taking random trades. You want to wait for your perfect opportunity, your A+ setups, and that's when you want to take your trade with a decent enough risk. In this case it will be 2% to make you 4%. Doing that twice over, you've passed the first stage already. Now with the second stage, again it's the same thing. You need to hit 5%, you can risk 2% and just let it run for a nice 1 to 2 or a bit above to hit your 5%, and boom, that's your second stage passed as well. So again, obviously in theory it sounds easier than in practice, and also since I've managed to do over 90 of these challenges, it has given me a lot of practice and a lot of patterns in my own behavior, and have been able to pass these challenges pretty easily. Right guys, so to start off with, I want to show you guys as much proof as I possibly can to show you that I really am passing all of these challenges. So the first thing I do is I go into Social Trader Tools, and you can see I'm able to connect multiple accounts. So when I do take a trade, it gets executed on multiple at once, and that saves me a lot of time in passing these challenges. So for example, over here I've got currently 13 clients connected up. So when I do pass these challenges, I pass all 13 in a row. If you then come on over to my history, you can see that since February the 10th I've been doing this service, and you can see I started off with 5 accounts, then 10 accounts, then 5 accounts again, and then I've been sticking to 10 accounts ever since, because the demand has been increasing more and more. And currently I've got 20 account connected up, because a lot of clients are coming from word of mouth, from referrals. I'm not doing no paid advertising or anything, it's just pure organic growth that's coming through. So if you do add up all of this, you can see it'll add up to 90, and out of these 90 I've managed to pass 85 of them. Now the 5 I did fail, I did offer the clients to have a retry, and then I did eventually end up passing them on the retry. And it's also because of sometimes the time constraints which do come into play, because the 30 days can get a bit tough, especially if you start on an odd day on a Friday and then the weekends get in the way. So anyways, if you guys go over to my Instagram, I make sure to document everything over there. So if you write Naira Capital straight up into Google, you can see my Instagram will come up right over here, and I've got a specific highlight just for showing these the proof over here. So if you come on over to my prop trading highlights, and if we just load them up, you can see that I've been posting stories of passing challenges with proof and everything. This is a 50k account which I passed. There I show the in progress of 3 accounts that I was managing, and I've been showing client certificates over here, and I've been showing FTMOs that I've been passing, just loads and loads of challenges that I've been passed. This is a 10k account which was on my FF, and I managed to hit 8% over here, just showing the full track record and full history, as much proof as I can. This is the previous screenshot. You can see it was in progress. Now I've managed to complete it. Then over here we've got some testimonials, as you can see. If we then go over to my testimonials, you can see my clients feedback, and you can see he said nice job so far. You can see I've managed to pass her account in 2 days, and this just goes to show that the strategy I'm going to show you really does work and is very quick and effective. So all of these testimonials, as you can see. So now if you go over to my Telegram, I've also shared my FX book of a client that I passed as well, so you can see the trades that I've taken and all the history with it. So if you scroll up over here, give me a second to find it. I also shared a link which you can see over here on my free Telegram, which you can join. You can see that I managed to pass this 10k FTMO challenge, and you can see the track record and everything of how I managed to pass it, all live and transparent for you guys. I've been posting this on my free Telegram for almost 9 months now, so you can clearly see that I really have been passing all of these challenges. All the proof is there for you guys to see. Right, so now let's jump on over to the charts, and for everyone that's managed to stick around, I'm going to be breaking down how I take these trades and manage to pass all these challenges using my strategy. So my strategy is basically based off structure. So what I like to call it is structure based trading. Now there's 2 important elements that come into this strategy. So the first thing I like to do is identify my average true range in which the price will move between. Now for me to figure that out, I come on to the daily time frame and I measure the high to the low of that candle and measure how many pips that is. So for this case, this is 328 pips, and I'll do the same thing for the previous 5 candles. So the one after that is around 207 pips, and then the third one from the high to the low, this is around 231 pips. And once you've got all 5 of them, so if we just make this accurate, and then the last one over here. So what you then want to do is you want to get out your calculator, and then you just want to add all of them up. So this is 328 pips, so I'll just get rid of that so I know I've done that. 328, and then this one over here is 207 pips, so I'm just going to add 207 to that, and then the one after that, if we just drag this one across, is around 229 pips. So I add 229, and then just the last 2, this is 86 pips, and this is and this is 126 pips. 86 and 126. 86 add 162, that is, and then you get a total of 1012 pips for the week, and you get average range of around 200 pips per day. Now this is important because you know that on average the market will move around 200 pips. So in this case the market moved 332 pips, which is good because we know our take profit will be just above that, so we definitely get tagged into it. So if I was to give you an example of why I do that, if we take for example the start of the day, in this case is 2 AM, the first candle gets printed, the low of this candle is over here. Now since according to our strategy and analysis, we're thinking that the market is going to be bullish. Now you know the market is going to play within a range of around 200 pips. So if you have a range of around 200 pips over here, such as this, you know that when you do take a trade around here, you can be targeting at least here and be sure that price will fulfill this target for you, maximizing on the profits for the day, because the market only ended up rallying a further till up to this day over here. So it rallied up to here. So this was quite a huge day of 400 pips. So once you know the boundaries you're within, it can help you a lot. So if we take another example, which is over here, this is 2 AM and the day will finish around over here. So you know that the market will respect around a 200 pip move. So from this low we add a 200 pip move, and it only ended up traveling a bit higher up to the end of the day, which was around about over here. So it ended up going 260 pips, but we was measuring a range of 200 pips, so we know that our targets can get fulfilled, and we're reaching at least 60 to 80% of that whole move over there. So that's just tip number 1. Now the main strategy itself is structure based. So what I like to do is structure based trading. So So this consists of supply and demand zones. Now it's very difficult to be able to highlight the key levels of supply and demand if you haven't done it a lot and you haven't got a lot of practice. So for example, if we look at the charts over here, you can see that this level over here would be my swing high point. This is my level of supply where price pushed down from. So from this point onwards, we are in a bearish market. Then you can see price created a higher low point in a downtrend, which indicates change in momentum, a shift in momentum. However, as long as this level is maintained and respected, we are only going to be looking for bearish momentum to follow through. So once we saw higher highs and higher lows being created, as you can see over here, price did come up into this region, gave us some sort of consolidation, as you can see, which was not strong enough to hold, and finally we got this break above. So then you can reevaluate your charts and determine that price is now bullish from this level of demand over here. So now to give you guys an example of a trade that I actually ended up taking, this was a trade on gold, and the way my strategy works is, again, I've highlighted my level of demand where if price respects above, we are looking for buys only. So you can see a huge push up from this level, and we saw price then retracing back down 100% back into this area of interest over here. You can then see it was followed by a lot of rejection candles. This is where you want to drop down to a lower time frame. Dropping down to a lower time frame, again, you want to focus on structure. My whole strategy is based off structure because structure is very, very powerful. You can see on a lower time frame, this level of supply zone highlights that the 30-minute time frame is bearish until we can break this level. And you can see price did come back up into this level, retesting it. However, since this is a major level of supply on a 30-minute, it was respected once and then once again over here, and then a third time before that final push to the downside. The reason I highlight this level is because this can be a potential area for taking profit. You then want to drop down to a lower time frame such as the 5-minute because you want to look for buys within that range. So what you're doing is you're drawing out these different ranges where you can take trades to and from. So you have this 4-hour level of supply and this you have this 4-hour level of demand and this 30-minute level of supply, and you want to trade within that range. So when you're at the bottom, you want to be buying, and ideally when you're at the top, this is where you want to be taking profits over here. So again, I've highlighted my level of supply here again on the 5-minute, which is also my level of structure, which is pushing currently to the downside. So you can see finally we broke above this level of structure, and now we are forming bullish momentum. After this consolidation period happening over here, this is where things start to get interesting, because now we're starting to push into London session where you got that original push up before price again continues to respect this level of demand. So again, all you can see is I'm only talking about supply and demand levels, so you can trade within those ranges. So now within this bigger outer range, we have formed another smaller range, which is this minor level of 5-minute demand and a stronger level of 5-minute supply. Now within this range, you can then start look for trading opportunities. Now this is where session comes into play. Now another important thing in my strategy is trading during session time. So you can either trade during London session, or I like to trade during New York session over here at 1:30. You can see that at this area here, I believe we had some fundamentals. We had CPI coming out, which caused this huge spike up and down, which I wasn't a part of. Once I saw price settled, this is where I dropped down to the 1-minute time frame. If I bring it to that area, you can see once I got this break and retest, my entries were taken at this engulfing candle over here. So you can see once I got this break and retest, I waited for some signs of rejection, which you can see again I got a wick rejection off of this level and then followed by another rejection here. And once I got this sort of just closing bullish above this bearish candle, this is where I took my entries just below the wick over here, and I was targeting first off these highs over here. So the reason I was targeting these highs is because this is a level of supply on the 5-minute time frame, and I was expecting this level to break so we can then rally on further to our 30-minute level, ideally over here. Now since we started seeing weakness and a lot of rejection at this candle. Once I saw this bearish close over here, this is where I ended up taking profit for a nice 124.4R trade. Now if you was risking 2% on this trade alone, you would have been able to pass the MyForex Fund Challenge in just one trade. Now if we zoom back out, you can see eventually we did end up breaking this level and rallying up over near enough to a 30-minute level of supply. So again, I hope this was a bit helpful for you guys. What I basically do is trade within ranges of supply and demand zones, and once I get break of structure to the directional bias I'm interested in, that's where I look to take my trades. I hope you guys found this informative. If you did, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, and follow me on my socials. Links are down in the description. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time.